Russian ice dancers Diana Davis and Gleb Smolkin, who have been living and training in the United States for the past few years, can change their sports citizenship. It's about becoming an Israeli national figure skater. According to RIA Novosti, substantive agreements have already been reached on a possible, so far possible, transition to Israel. But everything can change dramatically if again Russian skaters are allowed back to international starts. However, another important point is that the road to the U.S. team is completely closed. Diana Davis is the daughter of the honored coach of Russia Terry Tutberidze. Gleb Smolkin is the son of Russian actor Boris Smolkin. The couple trains in the USA and has not competed in any competition within Russia this season. In the 2021-2022 season, Davis and Smolkin made their senior debuts. At the Russian Championships in St. Petersburg, the skaters took second place and were selected for the Russian team for the World and European Championships, as well as for the 2022 Olympic Games in Beijing. At the Championship of the Continent, they became 7th, and in Beijing they took 14th place. Also, American journalist Dave Liz said that dancers Diana Davis and Gleb Smolkin could join the Israeli national team. More and more it looks like Diana Davis and Gleb Smolkin can represent Israel, Liz said in the latest episode of the Skating Lesson YouTube channel. In June, Liz revealed that Davis and Smolkin could move to Team USA. The duet was screened at the U.S. Figure Skating Federation, but the transition did not take place. The dancers train in the USA and have missed all Russian competitions this season. Honored coach of the USSR in figure skating Tatyana Tarasova commented on the intention of Diana Davis and Gleb Smolkin to play for the Israeli national team. "Will I understand if Davis and Smolkin change sports citizenship? I have such a profession that I have to understand people. Life in sports is very short, so everyone chooses the best for themselves, where to live and study. Now Russia is in isolation from international competitions. It is logical that such questions will get in the way of our beloved athletes. A person should live, train, love and study where he is better off. Unfortunately we can't offer anything. But it's a pity, because they could be the first couple in the Russian team. This means a lot in international sports," Tarasova said. Choreographer Bettina Popova also spoke about the possible transition of Diana Davis, Gleb Smolkin to the Israeli team. "The guys themselves have not yet announced anything. It is wrong to discuss this based on rumors. Then they were prophesied, performances for the national team, by the United States for a long time, now it is Israel. When there is news, then it's worth starting to discuss," Popova said. American figure skater Jessica Kalalong, who recently reacted sharply to the decision of the Disciplinary Anti-Doping Committee of the Russian Anti-Doping Agency, RUZADA, to acquit figure skater Kamila Valieva in the anti-doping rule violation case, faced criticism from fans. Kalalong previously tweeted, "This seems completely fair and impartial. Doping is doping, which should automatically be equated with sanctions. WADA needs to appeal." End. Under this post, fans reminded Jessica of a similar story that happened to her. Then Kalalong was able to convince the anti-doping authorities that the prohibited drug entered her body through cosmetics. "Are you okay? What about your doping?" wrote one of the fans. "Hearing your thoughts on this is like asking Russia for advice on how to get back to the former," wrote another. "So you mean that WADA was unfair to you and should have suspended you for 4 years anyway, right?" responded the third cheerleader. For the third time in history, on January 21 and 22, 2023, a figure skating tournament for the Channel One Cup will be held. In different years, the battles of Alina Zagitova and Evgenia Medvedeva were the poster of the tournament. In 2022 Mark Kondratyuk and Anna Shkrbakova became the captains. But Zagitova and Medvedeva were still close to these competitions, which Sharansky had already hosted. The third start in history will be hosted by the ICSKA Arena. The Russian Figure Skating Federation, compiling the list of participants in the competition for the first tournament in 2023, took the sports principle as a basis. The results of the Russian championship, which took place in Krasnoyarsk at the end of December, were important. For this reason, there will be no Alexandra Trusova, who, due to illness, missed the national championship. 8 figure skaters and figure skaters will perform in Moscow, and in addition, the first 4 couples according to the results of the competition in Krasnoyarsk. I must say that the list of participants has already changed. So, Ksenia Sinitsina will miss the start due to an injury, and Alina Gorbacheva from Kyiv, who has a quad, was included in the application instead. In addition, the best dancers of the country, Elizaveta Kudyaberdyeva, Yegor Bazan and Elizaveta Shaniva, Pavel Drozd, will skate outside the competition. Among the women will perform Sofia Akateva, Kamila Valieva, Elizaveta Tuktamasheva, Sofia Muravieva, Adalia Petrosian, Anastasia Zenina, Veronika Yamatova, Alina Gorbacheva. The format of the 2023 competition is still being kept under wraps. At the same time, in the first 2 draws of the tournament, there was a conditional division into blue and red according to the color scheme. But also the division into teams red machine and time of the first. Both first draws of the competition are for the Reds. The captains in both years were the 2018 and 2022 Olympic champions Alina Zagitova and Anna Shcherbakova. But what will happen now is unknown. 2-time world champion in women's singles Evgenia Medvedeva commented on the use of her photo in the announcement of the 2026 Olympic Games. "This is a great honor for me. Especially in our world we live in. I am very pleased that it is me, and in principle the design looks very nice. I was flattered, of course. It's nice," Medvedev said. At the 2018 Winter Olympics, Evgenia Medvedeva won a silver medal, but after that she left to train in Canada with Brian Orser. Before the 2020-2021 season, she returned to the Atari Tutberidze group. Since then, the Russian athlete has not competed. 23-year-old Evgenia Medvedeva is graduating, working on television and participating in ice shows. Evgenia Medvedeva also spoke about the possible return of the confrontation with Alina Zagitova at the Channel 1 Cup. The first Channel 1 Cup began with our confrontation with Alina Zagitova. This year, if offered, are you ready to return to it? Or has it already outlived itself? Let's first offer, and then we will think. It is clear that this is probably a very useful topic for the development of this tournament in the media, but do I personally need it? I think this will need to be discussed with the organizers. It seems to me that if you ask any fan of figure skating, they will all tell you that they are tired of these confrontations, Medvedev said smiling. People want support. People want not confrontation, but unity. It seems to me that it would be interesting if everyone competed in the same pile. But this is my personal opinion, I may be wrong, Medvedev said.